Welcome back to the show. Well, as a parent myself, I can't imagine what it's like for a parent to go through what this family has gone through. I am joined by David Benay. His daughter has been diagnosed with Rett Syndrome, and we wanted to give this opportunity to David and his beautiful family to raise awareness. David, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And certainly a difficult journey so far for you and your family. Let's first of all talk about Rett syndrome. It is quite a rare disorder. Can you describe exactly what it is for us, David?
So Rett syndrome is a neurodevelopmental condition, and it's a mutation on one of the genes for my daughter Laurence. Essentially, what it is, it affects 1 in 10,000 girls, and if it does affect boys, often boys don't make it through pregnancy or live a very short life. But for girls, they can live with Rett syndrome. It affects 1 in 10,000,
Okay.
and what that does is, for example, my daughter Laurence used to be able to speak, and now she can't. She never learned how to walk. And she is losing the usage of her hand. So she was able to turn pages from books, and now she cannot. So Rett syndrome affects pretty much the entire body.
Yeah. Well, I imagine too that there must be a lot of different types of therapy involved here. Tell me a little bit about the therapy that Laurence has to go through.
We are going through primarily 3 types of therapy. The first one being physiotherapy. We are fighting really hard for Laurence to be able to use her walker. We had to get a walker for Laurence. If she does not gain that skill, then she will have to we'll have to buy her a wheelchair.
Okay.
So we're fighting really hard for that, and that is done through physiotherapy. We're working on her balance because Laurence can't stand on her own. So right now, Laurence is able to walk, or not, she's able to crawl. That's her mode of transportation. There's also speech therapy. A lot of these girls will end up communicating. They can communicate, but not verbally. So a lot
Okay.
of them end up nonverbal. And eventually, what might happen is that she will be communicating with something called eye gaze technology. So they communicate with their eyes. What's a bit sad for us is that Laurence used to be able to say "mama" and "papa,"
Mhm.
and then eventually that just stopped. So that was very hard as a father to have your daughter speak and then not be able to.
Yeah,
And lastly, there's occupational.
I was
Oh,
just going
sorry,
to
go
say,
ahead.
I saw the video of her saying mama and papa, and I can't imagine what it's like for you not to be able to hear that again.
Some families, the children, their daughters can speak a lot more.
Okay.
And every time I look at these videos, I just start bawling. I cry. It's just so sad.
Yeah.
So Laurence was mama, papa, but other children can speak more, and they lose that ability. And then the last therapy is occupational therapy. A lot of Rett girls lose their ability to use their hands. My daughter is 2, and I will most likely have to feed her entire life. But we're trying really hard for her to be able to use her hands. She used to be able to turn pages of books, and now she can't. She lost that ability, and occupational therapy is the way to get that skill back.
David, before we run out of time, I know that this is very costly for you and your family financially. You've spent tens of thousands of dollars. Is there a way that the community can help? Because I know there's not a lot of resources available. The Ontario Rett Syndrome Association has certainly been a good resource, but not a lot available right here in your community.
So the Ontario Rett Syndrome Association was extremely helpful at guiding us. Right now, there's a virtual run, and throughout the month of October, the Ontario Rett Association is accepting donations. And what's interesting about this is all the donations go to the Rett Association, and it's all volunteers. So all of the money goes towards helping families. For example, when we visit CHIO, the Rett clinic, that is made possible by the Ontario Rett Association.
Right.
So any funds that are raised directly helps families.
Well, and we brought that your Facebook page up there, Lolo 2021, and we'll certainly encourage people to go there and find out more information how they can help. David, thank you so much, and really appreciate you spend time, and all the best to you and your family. We'll be back with more Daytime right after this.